Welcome back, YouTube. It's a beautiful day to be different. Yes, sir. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to show you guys how to be different. We got to drop fade. Man, we're going to get right into it. So first steps, first things first. We're going to comb, brush, pick everything out. We're going to lay everything down the way that we need it to lay down. We're going to get a great idea of what we're going to do with the haircut, and we're going to search for any type of inconsistencies. So first step of the fade, we're going to set in the bald line, as you can see right there. Very important to have a brush on you so you can clean up any debris. Make sure your canvas is nice and clean, as you can see right there. And we are going to contour this bald line to the shape of his head. It's going to drop in the back because, again, he requested a drop fade. So we're going to give him a drop fade. Boom. Make sure it's nice and clean, nice and even. Then we're going to move on to the next step. No guard all the way open. We're going to go up about an inch. If you have to go over it again, if you have to go over one spot more than once, do it. It's going to help you out in the long run. Everything needs to be nice and even. When you set your guidelines in, you want to make sure you set them in. It's very important. You want to stay within those lines. It's going to help you remember where you are in your fade. You should never get lost. If you're setting in guidelines and you're getting lost in your fade, you're either one, not knowing what the hell you're doing, or two, not setting in your guidelines properly. Right here, we're going to go in with the one guard, second notch. This was my first time cutting his hair, so I am flicking out at the top, but it was really unnecessary. I'm only doing that just to be safe, just to see what the hair is going to give me. We're feeding off of the hair, so once I saw that the hair wasn't going to give me any trouble, then you can see I set in that line and we kept it moving. Next step, 1.5 guard all the way closed. Again, I am flicking out right here just to be safe, just in case. My first time ever cutting his hair, so I'm seeing what the hair is going to give me, and once I see it's not going to give me any trouble, we're going to set this line in. So we're going to go with the grain right here, using the ridge of his head to get the hair to lay flatter along the side of the head. Cleaning it up just a little bit better. Yes, sir. As you can see, it's laying down a little bit better on the side. We got a better idea of how the hair is going to lay. Then we're going to move on to the detail process. As you can see represented down there at the bottom right, your feather technique. So I started off open with the half guard. Using nothing but your corners, attacking the dark spots. I went up higher in the fade just because that's where my eyes were set on first. We're going to attack those dark spots. Hit, brush, hit, brush, hit, brush. Very important, especially with a texture like this. As soon as you hit it with the corner of the blade, the hair tends to move. You sometimes push the hair. In order to see the fade better, in order for the teeth to continue to feed through the hair, you want to make sure it's laid down and controlled at all times. Yes, sir. So now we're going to throw off that half guard and we're going to start closed. We're going to attack that bald line. The higher you go up, the more you want to open your lever. Close, middle to open. Using nothing but your corners. Yes, sir. Your lever work is very important. As a barber, your lever work will get you a long way. Your techniques will get you a long way. I used the claw method in this. I used the feather technique in this. And I used a lot of the lever in this haircut. They will take you a long way. This is the longest session of the haircut, the no guard, because as you can see, I can go from the bald line, closed all the way up into the 1.5, all the way into the bulk, just using that feather technique. If you over exaggerate and tell your clipper, use it exactly how it was meant to be used, you can stretch certain steps that will allow you to skip other steps. Freehanding, another technique. Yes, sir. That side of the fade is coming together. Just following the shape. Yes, sir. All right, here goes the other side. It's the exact same steps. It's sped up. You guys can have it. We'll be back for the edge up. All right, well, welcome back to the edge up. I'm going to start in the middle, and we are going to walk it to the right side first. Now, usually I would start walking it to the left side, but it doesn't matter which side you walk first. As you can see right here, I went to the right. So we're going to walk it to the right, start in the middle, walk it to the right, Making sure it's nice and clean, nice and even. Yes, sir. Tapping and going. Then we're going to walk it to the left to get it to match. Attack that vertical bar. Hit that corner. Make sure that corner is nice and in there. And we're going to throw some pencil on it for some contour. Same thing on the other side. We're going to attack the vertical bar. Yes, sir. I'm going to slap some pencil on it for some contour. Now we're going to move on to the enhancement stage. So we're going to start off with the wet enhancements first. Create a foundation, a nice little baseline of what we want the enhancements to be. And it also gives the dry enhancements something to stick to. So we're going to follow up right behind, as you can see right there, with the dry enhancements. And then we're going to clean it right on up. Wet enhancements first. Give the dry enhancements something to stick to. The dry enhancements give it a much more natural look, and it eliminates that wet look. And that matters for pictures, and that matters for videos. Very important. It's not so shiny. Then we're gonna throw them some hot sauce, as you can see right there. This is gonna allow me to push that pencil over and get rid of any overspray of the wet or dry enhancements. We're gonna mop them up with a Q-tip for anything that we do not like. Same thing on the other side. Hit them with some hot sauce, push that pencil over, give it that razor blade look without having to use a razor blade. Very important for new barbers. Very important for whenever you're doing it on children, whenever you're cutting kids. You can give it that razor blade look without having to use a razor blade. Very important. But you guys remember what he came in looking like. Yes, sir. You guys remember. He came to be different. Sheesh. Sheesh. Yeah, that's different. Well, another video down. Appreciate you guys for staying tuned. Like, share, subscribe, comment, whatever you got to do to keep me on your timeline, man. We out of here. Peace.